Hey everyone, so back with another Inariel Legends Dragon Hunt video, and today we're going to be talking about the Demon Fortress Gear Dungeon. So in this dungeon, you're able to get weapons and helmets for your warrior heroes, your support heroes, and then also your rogue heroes. Now this is also a rogue-specific dungeon. This is where rogue heroes tend to excel. You don't need to use an all-rogue team, which I'll be showing you here, but the main focus of this video today is to just talk about the mechanics of this video and why or why not you might be passing or failing this dungeon. The mechanics are actually fairly straightforward. Like most gacha games, a lot of it is gear checks, so if you have either upgraded heroes, higher levels, if you have, exclusive equipment on heroes, all of those things play a part. But the reason why I just want to talk about the mechanics and how the dungeon works is because I don't know what type of heroes you have. I don't know what level your heroes are, what evolution your heroes are. But if you have an understanding on the dungeon, hopefully you can then get past a certain point within where you might be stuck. So with that being said, let's kind of talk about the boss a little bit, okay? So right now I'm on stage 15. I'm kind of stuck on 16. Stage 17 is really a key dungeon breaking point because you get these little upgrade stones. These allow you to upgrade your eternal weapons into immortal weapons and start getting like items underneath, like why can't I think of the word, like substats on your gear. It's also really expensive to level that stuff up, but that's beside the point. That's not the point of this video. Anyway, stage 17 is really important, so I have 2 more stages until I have the ability to get these stones and upgrade my gear. But stage 13 is also a pretty good breaking point, so is stage 15, because you get Eternal 1 gear, which you can see with the little diamond there. So anytime you have this little diamond, it's Eternal 1 versus, gear that doesn't have it, which is just Eternal. So you have a little bit better substats on the Eternal 1 gear. But let's check out this boss. So he does a couple things. The main sticking point with this boss is for sure this, shield that he puts up. If you don't break this shield in time, he does that huge smack and basically will wipe your team. It's a clear indication that if you can't, clear that shield, that the boss is too strong for you, and you need to either level up your heroes, level up your gear, and then come back later. So that's the main sticking point is this shield, and I'll show you some easy ways or efficient ways to try and break it. All of these other things that he has, like stunning your tank or support heroes or warrior heroes up front, it's really kind of a moot point. He doesn't do a whole lot of damage there, and we're able to use a free hero in Joan, which you get after 7 days, to kind of be your frontline tank. She also provides some turbo boosts and some healing to your team as well. So all of these supplemental kind of attacks that this boss has, they're really kind of a moot point. This move here is the one that we will talk about second most. So the first one is that shield, which is really important to break. And then the second most important thing that we have to watch out for is this little spinny attack, because this one actually does do big damage. But it shows you where his kind of line of attack is within this red wheel, and it gives you just enough time to kind of move your heroes outside of that wheel to not do damage. What's also nice is the AI is actually kind of smart enough that if you move your hero right outside of that ring, your hero will stay there until he does his attack, and then they'll rush back in, which is kind of nice. And then, same thing with this move. There's really not much to be said here. It's kind of similar to his second attack, like this stun and these little slashes. Yes, they do damage over time, and if you don't have somebody up front that heals themselves or have any kind of healing, you're going to die. But it's really just kind of a moot point. The two things that we're watching out for is trying to break this shield, which is the biggest hurdle. And then the second one is just moving your hero in time to get out of that ring. So with that being said, let's jump into this. So I've been trying to beat stage 13 with like a really easy team, and I've gotten close. But I haven't been able to beat it to show you guys, but we are still going to take in this team. Okay? So here we go. This is the team that I got. Now, again, this is stage 13, which is very, very hard. Okay? So keep that in mind before you start judging the things that I'm going to show you, because I know there's people out there that are going to have an issue with what I'm showing. But to those people, I just say you're going to have to deal with it, right? And that is that I have Eternal Gear. Yes. I have Eternal 2 on Joan. Yes. And I have Joan's exclusive weapon. Yes. But you do get Joan's exclusive weapon free after 14 days. And if you're already on stage 13 of this dungeon after 14 days, that is a win. Especially if you're using, some of these heroes. Now, the rest of these heroes, again, yes, they're Eternal 4. They have their weapons. All of these things do play a part. But I want you to keep in mind that this is stage 13, which is pretty tough. And this team does not beat it, right? But I'm not using like an Immortal Betty. I'm using an Eternal 1 Milo, which is a character that's known to be not very good. So all of those things in mind, again, this is just about understanding the mechanics and how to actually beat this dungeon. If you have strong enough heroes leveled up, you have your gear leveled up, if you understand the mechanics, over time you'll eventually be able to beat it with the right heroes leveled up, okay? So something that we need to understand about this dungeon is, one, the mechanics of the boss, which we touch on briefly, and then also these rogue classes. So if you click on class feature here, you can see rogues have this thing called fire synergy. So what fire synergy does is it's kind of just like a mark. And the more marks or stacks of this mark you have, the higher the damage is going to be dealt by all of your rogue heroes. So I believe the max that this gets to is 30. It doesn't say it here, but it's the highest I've ever seen it get. So here you can see it on the screen. It's marked as level 1. So the more rogue heroes you have in your team, the more marks you're going to put up, and the more damage those rogues are actually going to do. Okay? So if we're putting more marks up on the boss, we have more damage output out of our rogues, which give us a much better chance of clearing the shield. Now, we also have this dragon, which can be farmed from the 3v3 arena. It may take some time, but again, by day 14, once you have Joan and her weapon, a lot of this stuff is going to be very similar to you. So if you're looking on how to get that dragon, what you need to be competing in is this Lion King Championship. And every day, whenever you play this game mode, you'll be getting these arena coins. At the end of the day, you'll also be getting some daily arena coins, and you can spend those coins in the shop to slowly farm up this poison dragon shard. And he gives some pretty nice boosts to your rogue heroes. You can see this down here whenever you click on his skills. It says right here, damage from poison counts towards accumulating stacks of fire synergy, and it does damage over time, which is really nice. Also, if you look at this, it says boost all heroes' basic stats by 5%, and then rogue heroes get their attack increased by 10%. So, really strong dragon to take with you. Another one that you can bring is a free one, I believe the game gives you, in Roger. Similar, he gives 5% boost to your team members. So half of what the poison dragon does, but you get the point. So that is the poison dragon. Let's jump back into this. We're going to go to stage 13 again, and let's talk about the mechanics. So we understand the fire synergy, right? We understand the mechanics of this boss, so now we're going to walk through it really slow. For those of you who don't know, it is much easier to complete some of the trials within this game when you're playing on very slow and on manual. So that's what we're going to do. Everyone is going to be on manual, and we're going to walk through this one by one. We can break the shield on the first shield, but he keeps putting that shield up, and I'm actually not able to do it on the second one. So here, the first thing you want to do is move your second guy back just a little bit because this boss will hit him. The nice thing with Joan is even though she's taking damage, she has built-in turbo and healing. You can see that she heals herself up here, which is really nice. And here, this is where we're going to take her out of that ring just a little bit. I was a little late there, actually, because I was talking. But here is where the shield is. So if you don't break the shield, you'll see that he comes in and he basically wipes your entire team, right? This is a loss. So what we're going to do is, as you see here, I haven't been using any of my ultimates. I've been sitting with those characters there just waiting. And that's what I've been doing. I've just been waiting for his shield to pop up. And then we're going to utilize all of those ultimates. But you can see the marks of that fire synergy kind of building up here. So our damage is increasing as this is taking place. All right, so here we're going to move Joan outside that ring. So now she doesn't take any damage. We're going to ult her. And if you see at the top here, this little 2, this is whenever this hits 0, is whenever he's going to put up his shield. So that's when we're going to unleash the Poison Dragon, put up more fire synergy, and then we're just going to unleash all of these guys. We want to save our Icy for last, as he does the most amount of damage based on his ultimate, and the more fire synergy that is up on Guan Yu, or the boss here, Icy's going to do more damage. So we'll put up our heals and our turbo, and here comes the shield. So we're going to do the Poison Dragon, we're going to do this rare free hero, we're going to do Skade, we're going to do Milo, we're going to get that fire synergy up as high as possible, and then Icy's going to come in and just knock out that shield. And here that fire synergy is building back up, right? Here we just want to keep saving. We want to keep saving this stuff. We got to get Joan out of there real quick. That's all we're doing. Dodging the big swing, keeping her going back in, and waiting till that shield comes back up again, right? We have all of our guys recharged again. The fire synergy's at 28, so really close. We'll have Joan go in and do her turbo boost right there. Get our dragon going. Get Skade going. Get Milo going. And then we're going to shoot Icy in there. Now here, you see, it's just not enough. And he ends up breaking it. So what we probably need to have happen with our team here is a couple things. So if we walk through the gear is plenty good for Joan. We're just missing damage. So here I have unleveled gear on our little puppeteer guy. I don't even know his name. Stan. We got Stan, who's unleveled. Skade is in red gear, and some of it is unleveled. We've got Milo, which is in our best gear. I actually took this from our Betty to see if I can make him work, and he still just doesn't have enough. And then Icy still has a couple levels that we can level up here too. But these are the types of things that kind of need to happen. Either more evolutions to get even more damage out of our Icy, more evolutions out of Milo, better exclusive weapons on our heroes. All of these things can help us get past this boss. But once you reach stage 13, you're able to get some of that eternal gear, which can be leveled up even more, and just continue to climb and climb and climb. So that's all you really need to do, is look out for that big ring and then try and get enough damage and time your ultimates to where you're getting the most damage out of your heroes whenever the boss actually is in his shield mode. So that's all I have for you guys today. I hope it's helpful. I hope you understand this boss a little bit more. You understand the fire synergy, and you go out there and you take your best rogues in with maybe a tank or two, I think one nice thing that I should touch on is obviously Betty here is best in class. So is this Hoi Yi guy. This hero is absolutely insane, but sadly he is one of the pay-to-win characters in collection recruitment. So you would actually need to summon him from here. There's no pity. It's very difficult to acquire, but his damage output is just absolutely insane. So if you have him, congratulations. He's probably going to carry you. But if you don't have him, let's jump back into some other options for everybody. So within our team, let's see here. Joan is still best in class here just because she has turbo for your entire team to increase, your ultimate energy bar. She also has self-heal, so she's a really great tank there. Betty is probably your best DPS output without Ho Yi or whatever his name was. And then Skade and Icy are actually pretty good here, and Stan actually isn't too bad either. So that's a decent option. If you have Benson, that's another great replacement for Joan as he kind of heals himself back up. Guan Yu also the same thing, but he's also 3 weeks in. But those are some replacements. Dan is actually, well, not Dan, what's this guy's name? John. John is an okay tank because he has some self-heals as well. He also has some attack speed for your team as well to help. So those are some decent replacements. You can also utilize other support heroes. So Mia is a decent healer. Jerry is actually really, really good to defense break. I'll actually show you him as well. So Jerry has a defense break, which shows up here. That's kind of what you're seeing there. Whenever you do take out one of those heroes, though, you see that your fire synergy actually goes down a little bit, but that tends to be okay considering Jerry has defense down in his kit, which is actually really important. So you just want to wait till that hits 0 up here to utilize Jerry's defense down. And then you're able to do a lot of damage on this boss as well. So again, we're kind of just pumping up the fire synergy and then bringing in the icy and then breaking that shield. So yeah, it's same kind of concept, but Jerry uses the defense down instead of the fire synergy capabilities with Skate or whatever was there. So we're still getting some decent fire synergy. We're almost up to 30 already. So we'll see if Jerry can get the job done here with the defense break. So it's at 0 again. Here's the defense down. Get the little fire poison dragon going. Get our guy here. Get Milo going. And then icy. Yeah, it's just not enough. Just not enough. But yeah, those are some replacements. Go out there, guys. Level up that gear. Get some stronger heroes going. And hopefully you guys can pass this dungeon and start getting, some eternal gear. But anyway, I hope this was helpful, this walkthrough. I know a lot of times people just want me to show a team. But again, if you don't have heroes like an Immortal 1 Betty or a Benson or a Hoi Yi, it just doesn't do you any good. It's more important to understand the concept of the dungeon and how to time things, how to hit this boss to make sure that you clear it. All right, so before I get out of here, I do want to show you a stage 15 clear. I think this can do it. This is not my typical team. Typical team is pretty pay to win, and I don't want to show you that. But we're going to try and use 2 SRs, Betty and Guan Yu, which Betty is immortal and Guan Yu is eternal. Here we have Joan, which is, the free character, and then we're using that poison dragon that I talked about before. So we do need a little more damage out of our frontline guy, which is why we need to bring in Guan Yu. This is more of a race against the timer, more so than anything. The issue with using Joan is she runs into this ring and takes damage where like a support hero will stay outside of that, which is a little frustrating, but you just got to be quick to the trigger. especially whenever this ring comes up. Okay, get them out of there. And then here comes the shield. Okay, so the shield we don't have any issue breaking. Like I said, it's more of a race against the timer up there in the top left. So we're going to try and keep the Guan Yu topped off. We are going to just fire off all of these ultimates because, again, we're in a race against the timer. Here I have to hold. To break the shield again. Okay, here it comes. Fire off all of our alts, our dragons, our heroes, all the good stuff. Okay. Get the turbo back going. Here we're firing everything off, hopefully trying to beat this timer. All right. Is this gonna get it done? It's gonna be close. I don't know if Guan Yu's gonna survive. I need a quick heal from Joan. Does she get it off in time? Oof. Nine seconds. Oh, but the shield goes back up. Oh, look at this. Oh, man. This is a heartbreaker. Oh, so close. Oh, okay. We did it. Okay. Well, there you go. Stage 15 clear. And we got an immortal, eternal 1 helmet. So there you go. That's what we had, guys. There's a stage 15 clear along with the mechanics. I hope you found this video helpful, and I'll catch you on the next one. See ya.